Peace, peace. I'm just doing the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Because today's mathematics is equality. That's my word is bond. And, right, so today's mathematics is equality. But if I was saying how I see today's mathematics, I see the Father, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I know and understand 1964. I know and understand October. I know and understand the 10th. And I know and understand these people walk too damn slow. But anyway, right, so if you're looking at the equality, right, we was building today, so the flat earth theory came up. So people was building, how they see it. So my see is the flat earth theory is religious. So once you kick religion in, that makes it so that it really shouldn't be discussed unless they all of the same like mind. Other than that, it's religion, and what else can I say about your religious beliefs? That's what you believe. That's your religion. It's all good. That's what is supposed to be the root of freedom, was you could practice any religion that you wanted to. That's what they said anyway. That's it, said practice any religion that you so deem. See, back in the days, people had all kinds of different religions. They didn't pay that any mind. You see Conan the Barbarian, the Sumerian, he had Crom for his god, but Hercules had Zeus for god, and the All-Father for Thor is Odin. Those are real religions. They're not just comic books. That's a comic book character, Thor. But there really was a religion with Norse gods, and they had those names, Odin, Thor. They had that. Just like if you look at the planets, the 9 planets, and that new astrophysicist in New York, he said that Pluto isn't really a planet. So that's between they're all having that argument over whether it is or it isn't. But the lessons say they're all planets. Sun, moon, and stars are all planets. That's what it says. There's a sun planet, an earth planet, a moon planet. They're all planets. What are you talking about? Stop trying to confuse the people. Keep it real. Keep it real and simple. So, they all is the universe, is the sun, moon, and stars, right? And triple darkness is the womb of the universe, because the sun, moon, and stars are inside of the triple darkness. Under and back of the universe of time, space, and change is ever to be found. You can find space in a keyhole. So there's another key degree you should know and understand. That's a real good one for you to have in your arsenal. So when you're doing the knowledge to different things within the geographical location of the physical body, you are able to see it from all angles. You don't just, nothing is absolute, so don't think in absolutes. Only the devil thinks in absolutely being a devil. But universe is chaos and order all in one, and all kind of things in between. You feel me? It's not one set manifestation that is being made manifest within itself. You know, religious people say they got inspired to have a concept of God, and they wanted to tell their friends and everything. Obviously, in Europe, it was a factor because you see Zeus and Jupiter and Odin, right? You see Zeus and Odin definitely, because Jupiter and Zeus are the same people. But I mean, if you go into the Green Book, you could start seeing Luamong and the rest. Baal, it'll give you a circle that is complete within itself. That's my word is bond. Anyway, as we were saying, the timeline. See, it keeps coming back to the timeline. At the end of the day, it comes back to the timeline. When you say, oh, the original people in the wilderness of North America, even the ones with knowledge of self, are going buck wild. Yes, they are self-imploding. That is a fact. But to understand the self-imploding and to correct it, you have to have knowledge of self. There's no way around it. There's no way on earth you could be cooning and think that you're going to be right and exact. That's not going down. So, Shaitan is a motherfucker, ain't he? Yes, he is. He's trying to jump out of nowhere, disrupt the manifestation of the true and living. But anyway, we go back to the timeline, right? So, by the time you hit, say, 1865, so go back from 1555 to 1865. That's one era. That's the era everybody knows about. Everyone talks about it. It's not a secret. They just keep it rolling where you can keep seeing it. Now, even when the images and the other, movies that they make on it, they act like it's documents, some documents that they came up with or whatever. It's all theatrics. Might not even be the truth, G. None of that story may or may not be the truth. If it's on TV, it could be and it couldn't. I mean, you gotta have knowledge of yourself and be able to differentiate between what's truth and what's falsehood. Right? Once you can differentiate between what's truth and what's falsehood, with the proper lessons. Once you got the lesson, that should take you to another level immediately. Once you got it. Because you just have to see it for what it is. It tells you straight up. And once you see the two sides, where you think, you understand that, yeah, you do the knowledge to the lessons, you do the wisdom to the lessons. And when you do the understanding, that's when it changes and makes it fluid like water. Then you can navigate through pretty much you're going to be navigating, as Dr. Francis Cress Wessling would say, you're going to be navigating through European supremacy. But you can navigate through it. It's not impossible to navigate through the European supremacy in the wilderness of North America. It's not totally impossible to navigate through. It can be done. You just have to have the correct tools, right? So once you got knowledge of self, and you got 120 lessons, and you quoting your lessons, and you know and understand, right? You got your lessons. Probably was going to school. I don't know if he was in public school. If he was in home school, then you could have got your lessons by osmosis, and it would already been inside of the household, right? And if you was in the hood and your family didn't have knowledge of self, and you got the lessons from the street, then you'll be getting it that way. So either way, it's the same thing. If you're the parents, and now you was the brother that was in the street, and you got knowledge of self, and now you're the parent, all right? So now, since you're the parent, you're getting ready to have children, you should be coming out of your wisdom ciphers, or you in your wisdom ciphers, or you like wisdom power, whatever in that degree, you can have children, right? So now you have to think of a plan, of a 20-year plan ahead of how to educate them to be able to function and navigate through the European supremacy. Okay, right. Once you can do that, then if each family does it, we'll automatically connect as far as unifying and things of that nature. But you have to have the family structure that has to be tight before the extended family can get tighter. See, once you got the family structure correct, that enables you to, the sisters and brothers will be correct. So that'll make the cousins correct. See, that just automatically goes down. Once the first hit, the mother and the father have knowledge of self and they connect and they have the full lessons on how to deliver it to the babies that are according to Law 360. The lesson that you hear, that lesson that Firstborn Prince be quoting, that's a real degree that he's quoting, that he didn't write that degree. He's quoting the degree. He didn't write that degree. That degree came long time when the father first started teaching the youth. That brings me right back to 1964, 1010, right? 1010. Ain't that what they agreed upon? It has been agreed upon. It'll be October the 10th, 1964. That would be the agreement, right? And then it would be agreed upon 1555 in the Asiatic calendar, right? That would be 1969. These are things that was agreed upon. 15,000 is 1914. It's not agreed upon? Yes, it is. Look at 120. It's already been agreed upon. 15,000. These dates, these are important dates. 15,020, but you really got to start with 15,016 and work your way up to 15,020. I don't think it's a express bus today, but I could be wrong. Okay. So anyway, we get back to, oh, is that a bus up there? Oh, sorry. Is that a bus up there? Oh, 108, cool. You with him? Oh.
No, I've been here for a fucking hour and a half.
Oh, okay. All right, let me get back to the build, right? So we said 15,000 in the Asiatic calendar is equal to 1914 in the Gregorian calendar, right? And then the next lesson or the next lecture moves from, in the timeline, you move to 15,016, which is 1930, right? And then you go 15,020, that's 1934. So when you go to 100, or knowledge cipher in 120. So knowledge cipher in 120 is also culture cipher in the one the free cipher, right? That's true. See, that's how. See how? Now let me show you the correlation. The culture cipher is going to bring you back to the culture, right? Because culture and the cipher going to bring you a culture. There's no way around it, right? Now, once you have the culture, if you take the culture through mathematics, it's going to give you 100. That vibration is going to be at 100. So if you go through 120 and you hit the 100th vibration, even if you had the 1 to 36 before the 1 to 14 or the 1 to 14 before the 1 to 36, it doesn't matter. When you hit 100, it's going to be the same 100. All right, so now we hit 100. When you hit 100, then you see the correlation of the culture brings about 100, right? Because the culture's IR, it brings 100, which brings 10, which brings 1. That's why they keep going back to the foundation and saying, oh, it's the knowledge, right? And then it's the wisdom and the understanding. That's why they keep saying that, because of the way the degrees correlate with. All right, here's the sequence that the degrees correlate with. Follow the pattern. 1, comma, 1. So now you go comma 2. Then you go comma 3. Then you go comma 5. Then another comma 8. 13, and so on and so forth. You follow me? See how that pattern is manifesting itself? Um, the core, the mathematical equation that is in nature is in the physical body. That's why you know for a fact when the flat world people say flat world, it's a religious concept because it doesn't correlate with the physical composition. Physical composition, as above, so below, as below, so above. The atoms have electrons rotating around them. The sun has planets rotating around it. Feel me? Um, it is what it is. The universe is constantly moving, vibrating. Vibration is manifesting itself. It's constantly changing. It's chaotic and order all in one. The sun, you don't even need a real expensive telescope to go and look for yourself and see with your own eyes. It just doesn't make sense. Now, they're mixing truth with falsehood. Yes, NASA could be telling lies because I saw Star Wars. Yes, the pictures and the graphics and okay. Um, yes, you're like a microscopic animal in New York when you standing yourself on the planet Earth. That's the level that it's like. It's like you're microscopic and you're in Manhattan versus you're a person on the planet Earth. Are you serious? Stop, you're killing me. Now, the next one is, if that is true, that it's flat world is real, that goes right back to Odin and Thor, and it goes back to Zeus and Hercules, Athena, Apollo, Ares. It goes to that because the 9 realms, they're flat. They're not round. You feel me? You see the religious connotation in it, and then if you look at planet Earth is the center of the universe, and there's a dome over it, and the way the water is falling, they show you the picture of what it looks like. You know that dome is there. You can go with the scientific part all you want, and then go to the dome part. That's what I'm talking about. If there's a dome over a flat planet, whatever. So if you know how the devil is, and please come over here and act crazy so I can lay you down. Yeah, that's how I roll, son. Don't think 'cause I'm nice and speak good English that I won't put you down. Trying to act like you stupid. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's how I keep it real, son. You know, true and living. But anyway, we back on the timeline, whatever the case may be. Once you hit the propaganda, right? We killed them on the propaganda. Took them all the way in. If it is true, all right, look, like I said before, at the end of the day, it's still a religious concept. So once it becomes a religious concept, then it really shouldn't be discussed unless it's the two like minds of that particular religion are discussing that particular theology and they bouncing it off each other. Anything other than that is either a debate or like the way religious people act nowadays, they start killing each other over their beliefs. So that's a fact. We know that to be a fact. It happens. It already happened. It is what it is. So that goes right back. We take ourselves right back to the timeline. Let's look at the timeline. Who is the founder of the flat world people? Who's their founder? And then go look at the second degree and the 1 to 10, and you tell me what that says. Then you tell me that what's right and exact and what is it. You make your own decision based on that. You feel me? I'm going to say peace on that, G, and I'm out. How long was that? I was knowledge born.